What's good? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Parker.
And we are back once again with another enlightenment for you.
Enlightenment. Speaking of enlightening, I'm going to light this up.
Oh, yeah. We got another day, another joint, another blunt. You know how it is. We got to keep it real. And I don't know. I have nothing interesting to say.
I hate that I just said that. Keep it smoking.
It means what you want it to mean, dog.
Oh, you got to get it going. How you been today, Joe?
Okay,
Patrick.
You know what? That reminds me. Flying Dutchman, dude.
Oh. I liked Flying Dutchman and SpongeBob. He's funny.
Yeah, he's cool. He's just a guy that's sad. But who's the guy with the mustache on YouTube? 42 here.
Oh, yeah. I've never really watched him, though.
You're watching one of his videos. We could get into the topic later, but he mentioned the Flying Dutchman, and I was like, dude, is this like a Dutch, like, because it seems to be worldwide. Is this some kind of Dutch tall tale? You feel me? Some kind of fable from the Netherlands.
The Netherlands?
What is it, right? So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll look it up. And apparently, the Flying Dutchman is a legendary ghost ship, which was said to never be able to make port, doomed to sail the oceans forever. The myth is likely to have originated from the 17th century golden age of the Dutch East India Company. The oldest extant version of the legend has been dated to the late 18th century. According to the legend, if hailed by another ship, the crew of the Flying Dutchman was said to try to send messages to land or to people long dead. Purported sightings in the 19th and 20th centuries claim that the ship glowed with a ghostly light. In ocean lore, the sight of this phantom ship is a portent of doom. What does portent mean? Portent, omen. Okay, so an omen of doom means that you're gonna get freaked up.
So it's just like a bad sighting, basically.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. I was gonna relate it to that other thing. What is that saying for weather?
For the sailor?
Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in morning, sailor take warning.
Yeah.
Because in the morning you see the red particle, whatever, something, it means the storm is coming, whereas at night it means it's past.
Yeah. I always forget which way it would go, but I'm pretty shit with all that sea shit.
What is this based on? Like, you know how what was you were telling me the other day? What do you call them? Mermaids were what? Manatees with seaweed or something?
Oh yeah, they would just see these manatees with like seaweed on them beneath the water, like in the moonlight and shit. So I could see how it looks like a mermaid, but like also no. So I don't know. It could just be like, it's almost like a mirage, huh?
I guess it could be that. I mean, there's probably tons of explanations, but I mean, the first print reference here, I'm looking through the Wikipedia page for those that are curious, because, you know, I don't have multiple sources, but the first print reference to the ship appears in travels in various parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa during a series of 30 years and upward, 1790 by John MacDonald. Okay, I think that was a title.
So the Flying Dutchman was first.
Yeah, so 1790. I don't know. The weather. The passages. The weather was so stormy that the sailors said they saw the Flying Dutchman. The common story is that this Dutchman came to the Cape in distress of weather and wanted to get into harbor, but could not get a pilot to conduct her and was lost. And that ever since, in very bad weather, her vision appears. The next letter. Go ahead.
Is it? It almost sounds like it's like a UFO of the sea.
It could be, or it could be like any common, like the Lady in White, like a thing people, except this is the ocean. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a thing we don't
Lady
know
in White,
about.
like the smoky water and shit?
I don't know. I think it's just literally a Lady in White.
Oh.
Well, and here's a more in-depth one. The next literary reference appears in chapter, what is VI? 5, 6? Chapter 6 of A Voyage to Botany Bay, 1795, also known, whatever, attributed to George Barrington. The passage goes, I had often heard of the superstition of sailors respecting apparitions and doom, but had never given much credit to the report. It seems that some years since a Dutch man-of-war was lost off the Cape of Good Hope, and every soul on board perished. Her consort weathered the gale and arrived soon after at the Cape. Having refitted and returning to Europe, they were assailed by a violent tempest nearly in the same latitude. In the night watch, some of the people saw, or imagined they saw, a vessel standing for them under a press of sail, as though she would run them down. One in particular affirmed it was that the ship had foundered in the former gale. Okay, so this goes on and on. It's a long passage, but it doesn't matter. The point is that 1790 and onward apparently is the first kind of hearing or record of the Flying Dutchman. But there's some reported sightings. Apparently, a well-known sighting was by Prince George of Wales, so King George V. And he was on a 3-year voyage during his late adolescence, it says, in 1880 with his elder brother, Prince Albert, and their tutor, John Neil Dalton. They temporarily shipped into HMS Inconstant after the damaged rudder was repaired in their original ship, the 4,000-ton corvette Bachant. It's Bacchante. Bachant. I don't know. Bachant. The Prince's log records the following for the pre-dawn hours of July 11th, 1881, off the coast of Australia in the Bass Strait between Melbourne and Sydney.
So it's like a whole 100 years later after the first record?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the
sighting?
His log.
Oh.
July 11th at 4 a.m., the Flying Dutchman crossed our bows. A strange red light, as of a phantom ship, all aglow, in the midst of which light the mast, spars, and sails of a brig 200 yards distant stood out in strong relief as she came up on the port bow, where also the officer of the watch from the bridge clearly saw her, as did the quarterdeck midshipman, who was sent forward at once to the forecastle. But on arriving, there was no vestige nor any sign whatever of any material ship was to be seen either near or right away to the horizon, the night being clear and the sea calm. 13 persons altogether saw her. At 10:45 a.m., the ordinary seaman who had this morning reported the Flying Dutchman fell from the fore topmost mast cross trees on the top gallant forecastle and was smashed to atoms. So the guy who the ordinary seaman who had reported the Flying Dutchman, the first guy or whatever, in the morning, he fell from the fore top mast. So fore top mast. So probably the top of the first mast if they have 3, because 4, right?
Yeah.
Cross trees on the top gallant forecastle and was smashed to atoms. Damn, so it took him out. That's crazy.
I mean, I wonder what it could be though. Like,
well, I mean, there's ghost ships. Like, is it like all thumbs or fingers, but not all fingers or thumbs? Like, is every ghost ship the Flying Dutchman, or is it just one of them?
Because I mean, a ghost ship is just an abandoned ship, like
just any ghost ship,
like an actual
you see
ghost?
A ghost ship, like a ship on the horizon out of date, or like a misty ship on the horizon, or like a translucent, like a ghost ship, any ship that's.
That almost has to be like a mirage though, because like, it could be real. I'm not saying it's not real, but it's like,
well, there's apparently some explanations as an optical illusion here.
Oh, okay, there we go. Flying Dutchman. This one is a superior mirage. Superior.
So you were right. Hey, I didn't even look at that before you said that. Damn, superior mirage or Fata Morgana seen at sea. What is Fata Morgana? Mirage.
Look, you can see a picture of it on here.
Okay.
It's a complex form of superior mirage that is seen in a narrow band right above the horizon. It is an Italian term named after the Arthurian sorceress Morgan Le Fay, from a belief that these mirages, often seen in the Strait of Messina, were fairy castles in the air, false land created by her witchcraft.
So how does this work? Like, what is this? Is this a reflection of the ship you're on?
Well, have you ever seen?
Because what if you're in open ocean? What is this? Like, how does this work? What does this mean? This fate?
It is.
So it's a reflection of your ship?
Yeah, look at that. Book illustration showing superior image mirages of 2 boats.
So how does this work?
So, because isn't like the ocean's technically blue because of the sky, right? Like, and so I think it's reflecting. So if you're on, it's like reflect. I don't know. Hold up. I think we're gonna have to go further into a superior mirage.
Because like, what is like? Is this your reflection?
A superior mirage is one in which the mirage image appears to be located above the real object. Oh, so that's where the Flying Dutchman comes from. They look up and see a fucking flying ship. It's probably their ship.
They look up in the sky. What?
I thought, yeah. Didn't they say that shit back then too, or in that what you said? But you've seen like heat haze, right?
Yeah, like that's where the roads look watery.
Yeah, or like out of an engine. Okay. A superior mirage occurs when the air below the line of sight is colder than the air above it. This unusual arrangement is called a temperature inversion, since warm air above cold air is the opposite of the normal temperature gradient of the atmosphere during the daytime. Okay, so here's the Fata Morgana. Morgan Le Fay, the fairy shape-shifting half-sister of King Arthur. What? King Arthur had a fairy shape-shifting half-sister? Is a very complex superior mirage. It appears with alternations of compressed and stretched areas, erect images and inverted images. A Fata Morgana is also a fast-changing mirage.
Well, do you see what it says? Fata Morgana
Mirage.
mirages are most common in polar regions. I wonder if you look at the sighting records of the Flying Dutchman. I wonder if it's more in the polar regions of the world. It's kind of weird to think about. I mean, a lot of these ocean ones, but who knows how many are true? What, you know how we were talking about that the ocean holds all these mysteries and they're finding new species of things today. What if people were trying to describe some things, but they were just they didn't have the vocabulary for it because maybe they weren't as well read or even could read, some of these sailors. I mean, I don't want to underestimate them. Who knows? But maybe the officers knew some more. But it's like, who's to say they didn't see some weird fin or some shit? I mean, what do you want? The mind's got to explain it to it something, you know. And back then they were probably all drunk on that grog or whatever all the time.
Also
they couldn't drink water.
No, they would literally just have fucking like alcohol because it was clean, you know. And so they just be getting drunk as fuck.
Man, I got another movie for this. You ever seen Master and Commander? You've never? Come on, bro. The one with Russell Crowe. Bro, that one's a good one.
The Far Side of the World?
Yeah.
Oh,
that is
maybe.
A good movie.
Okay, now we have a bunch of movies to watch.
Now we have a bunch of movies to watch. Yeah, that was a good one. Dude, the battle scenes in that are so, like, my dad has the surround sound it sounds so amazing. Like the cannonballs splitting the wood. I mean, I've never been in battle, but it sounds really realistic.
I was going to ask earlier, how many abandoned ships do you think are just floating?
I don't know if a lot, because
they have to get saved.
They'd probably, people, I mean, even if it was the olden times before satellites and all this stuff where you couldn't see it.
I guess you would see them, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't, because you can't see some of these islands. I don't know if you would see it without looking for it, but I think that they would get caught in storms, because there's storms out in the ocean all the time, and they'd just get disintegrated, especially if they were wood. Or they would get sunk. They take on water, or eventually they would probably get barnacles or whatever. I don't know how that works.
Capsize or whatever, too.
Yeah, I don't think. Or run aground on an island somewhere and then just get beaten by the waves and sunk eventually. So I don't know, probably a lot. But I mean, that goes into, think about what we said. What was it? 60 billion? I mean, we weren't sure. Allegedly $60 billion worth of treasure in the ocean. So how many ships do you think, with all that gold, that's probably a ton of ships right there that are just at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. Also, speaking of just ships at the bottom of the ocean, the Titanic, isn't that supposed to like disintegrate? Okay, wait here.
Well, that's why they don't want to move it, because they would just screw it up even more. That's why they can't salvage some of the World War II planes and stuff. It's very difficult to move them because they'll just disintegrate.
Yeah, it's waterlogged.
Are you counting that, or are you counting like are you asking how many physical ships right now are floating out there?
Yeah, how many? Like I'm like asking like floating. You know, I guess it's a
good question. I don't know.
Well, here I mean, how many ships are abandoned at sea? There's been a dramatic rise in cases over the past 2 years. In 2018, 791 sailors on 44 ships were abandoned, while in 2017, a total of 55 instances were reported, according to the IMO/ILO database. In the previous 5 years, an average of just 12 to 17 ships were abandoned a year. I'm on the Flying Dutchman Wikipedia page, and it's saying an accident leaves him stranded aboard. The captain.
He was talking about that one guy that it's possibly based on, the fastest sailor, which goes into what I mean. I can't remember what his name was. What was that guy's name? Like Vanders, I don't know. He was like the fastest sailor. He was making fast time between, what was it?
Hendrik van der Decken.
No. This is the guy who they say the Flying Dutchman was based off of. Like, go to the Flying Dutchman. I don't think it's this guy.
The story of the Flying Dutchman. Where?
No, just the Wikipedia page again. So go down a little bit. Origins. Bernard Falke.
Is that him? Oh, yeah, because I kept laughing when he said fuck. Fuck. It was Bernard
Well, dude, have you heard of the World War I plane, the Fokker? I knew that. Bro, meet the Fockers. That's right. It's an actual name.
Wait.
The guy's name was Fokker. No, it's Fokker. The actual guy.
KK. Oh, they use the C to make it a little.
No, just Fokker. Anthony Fokker. Yeah, there you go.
He
Go there,
is
go
the
there,
Flying
go there.
Dutchman. Look.
No, I mean technically yes. This guy, bro.
You
Aviator.
motherfucker. How old did he live? 10. He
How
only lived
old
to be
did he
4
live? Hell
He only
yeah.
lived to be 49. I guess I was pretty old for back then, though, huh? Born in 1890.
So?
He was born in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay, we cannot get into this in this podcast. Bernard
it.
Focky.
Focky.
This is all. He does not have a.
Yeah, he does not. But anyway, this guy apparently made like the fastest time or something.
Oh.
Where did he go? What does Frisian born mean? What is Frisian? Frisian
West
or
Germanic.
West Germanic. Oh, okay. So this guy lived in a while ago, huh?
Yeah, a goosely. I just said goosely instead of ghostly.
Ghostly.
For example, in 1678, he traveled the distance in 3 months from Dutch Republic to Java.
Java. Man, this was a while ago.
Yo, and Java's in Indonesia, and
Yeah.
Anthony Fokker was born in Indonesia.
This was the goal of this podcast. Now that we found the answer, I told you, you gotta keep going till the clarity shines through. And we just let you witness. We just let you witness some internet connection greatness, bro. The world's
Yeah.
all connected, bro.
We're like
The
MySpace
internet
now.
is
Us.
the internet, bro.
Oh.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
dude.
The internet is there because the internet is there.
I'll cheers to that one,
Cheers
bro.
to that, bro. Peace.
Deuces.